Hello everyone, I am Siddharthan. This is the 19th topic in our complete Python course where we will be discussing about dictionaries. Dictionaries are a very important data type in Python and we use it in a lot of places when you're doing a Python code. So in this video, let's try to understand how we can, create a dictionary, access the data points in a dictionary and just like a lot of operations that we have in it. So this will be the agenda for today's video and let's get started. So for this coding, I'll be using Jupyter Notebook, but you can use any other notebooks or IDEs. So in this, first I'll create a markdown cell and I'll just put a text here saying creating dictionary. So this is the first thing that we'll be discussing, creating a dictionary. Okay, so there are like two ways that we can use here. The first one is, you know, using a curly braces. So I can say my underscore dictionary is equal to, so you start with curly braces, and let's say you want to have a empty dictionary and later add values in it, you can just like simply create it using this curly braces, opening and close. So in the previous section we have discussed about sets, and set also has like these curly braces, but if you initiate it with opening and closing curly braces, it represents a dictionary and not a set. So we have seen that already, but this is how you can create a empty dictionary. So you can copy and paste it over here to print and see its content, and also make sure that the data type is proper using the type keyword that we have in Python. So this is going to print my empty dictionary that has only the opening and closing curly braces, to which you can later add values in it, key values and key and value pairs in it. And we know that dictionaries are mutable data types. So this is also something that we have discussed in the previous sections. So dictionaries are, mutable. That means you can modify, delete, or change values present in a dictionary after you have created them, compared to, let's say a tuple, which is a immutable data type in which you cannot change the values of a original tuple, but dictionaries are mutable. So this is how you can create a, empty dictionary. Now I'll just create another simple variable as, let's say, a, and in this I'm going to put some key value pairs, and we know that dictionaries are kind of a key value pair data types. So you have a key and a value associated to it. So the key can be integers or strings. So it's not that it should always be strings. It can also have integers that we will see in the later part of this video. So in this case, I'll say a is equal to name, and I'll put a colon and say John Doe. Okay, so this is how you can create a key value pair. So first you mention the key and you put a colon, and then you put the value in it. So you can put a comma and say, let's say the second key is age, and let's say age is 30. So you can have integers or like basically any data type. So in this case we add string as the name's value. So the value of this key name is a string value, which is John Doe, but for age key it is an integer value, right? And then let's say we have something like a city, and city is, let's say, New York. Okay, so these are the three key value pairs that we have in a dictionary. Now I can say print a, and also maybe print type of a. So that's going to print the data type. So that's going to say it is a class dict. That means it belongs to the class dict, which is dictionaries. So I can say type here. So it's going to print your key value pairs. So the other way to do this is you don't have to put all these things in a single line. So you can also introduce a new line over here. So you can see the indentation that it has automatically created. So you can move to the next line after this comma. So that's going to do something like this. So we have name John Doe, age 30, and city New York. So we would have the values like this. So this is also like how you can create key value pairs. Again, nothing different from these two. Only thing is that we have one key value pairs in one line, and this is how you can infer this. So first you have a key colon separated by the value that you want to associate with it. Put a comma. So this would be the first key value pair of my dictionary. This is the second key value pair, and third key value pair, and so on. So this is one way to create a dictionary by using the curly braces, right? And the next way is, using dict function. So this dict, which stands for dictionary, is an inbuilt Python keyword or an inbuilt Python function. So I can say B is, let's say, the dictionary that we are creating. In this case I can say dict. You can see the color of this word changed to green, so that means it's a Python keyword. And I can say name is equal to John, and age is equal to 35 or 40, something like that, and comma mention, let's say, city, city is equal to New York, right? So these are the three values that we have, and now I can print my B, also the type of B. So what's the data type of B? So we can verify that as well. So this also creates a similar key value pair dictionary. Only difference is that we have used this dict method where this represents the key that you want to create. So name is the key, age is the key, and city is the key. But you put a equal to sign. So when you're creating this within a curly braces, you mention this as colon, but this is like using a function and using like this parameter kind of a thing. So the parameter or this basically represents a key and is equal to, you put a value there. So this becomes the key of the dictionary and this becomes the value of the dictionary that you're creating. So name, age and city would become my key, and John 40 and New York would become my value as we are seeing there. So this is how you can create dictionaries. So one is using this curly braces method, the other one is like using the Python keyword dict method. So these are the ways to do this. So let's say that now we have successfully created a dictionary. So now we can access the values present in the dictionary. Like let's say we have John 40, age is 40, New York, and so on, right? So you can access these things. So I'll create another text cell and I'll call this as accessing dictionary elements. Okay, so this is the next topic. So there are like two ways to do this. One is using the key. So using a key you can access a value. So I can say print, maybe let's first create a dictionary like this, or I'll copy this one. Let's say A is the dictionary. Let's put this in a separate cell. We can refer to this in the next cells. So A is the dictionary. We are going to work with that. So let's say that I want to print the age value. So age is the key. I want to print this value which is 30. So I can say A of uh, put a double quote as this is this key is a string data type basically, and now run this. So this is going to print your value. So when you say A of age, that's going to print the key that's present in that dictionary. So if you want to print the city, it's just like similar thing. So you put a and let's say city, right? So when you mention something for which there is no key, let's say I'm putting a value as, or sorry, a key as country, so that's going to say a key error. That means uh, you know this key is not present in this dictionary. Okay, so this is about that. So accessing the value of a dictionary using its key. And the next one is using the get method. So using get method, I can say print a of, or I can say a dot get, put a parenthesis and say let's say city. So this is going to again do the same thing, but instead of accessing this using this way, we are just like using a function called as get to print that. So next thing that I'm going to do is, let's say, get the age value. So that's going to say New York and 30. Okay. So this is how you can access the values of a dictionary using its keys. So first we have just used the keys, and the next one is just like using this get method. So that's about it. So the next topic that we can discuss is about the mutability of dictionary, that is, let's say, modifying a dictionary. So I'll again put this a dictionary. I mean, we don't have to do this because this a would still be there, but just for simplicity I'll just like mention this so that you can quickly see what's present in the dictionary. So now let's see how you can add a new key value pair. So you cannot just add a key and not a value, or just like simply add a value to it. So key and value comes in a pair. So let's see how we can add that. So add a new key value pair to an existing dictionary. So I can say a double quotes country. So mention the key that you want to add in this double quotes within the square bracket, and say like what's the value that you want. It can be a string, integer, or like any data type. So this is how you can add this. So you say a country is equal to USA, and finally you can print your a. So before, I mean, here also you can print your a and see that the key value pair. So it didn't add this country key. So now I'm adding this as USA, and now I have another key value pair called as country and USA. Now let's say that we want to update the existing key value pair. let's say I want to edit this age to 40, 30 to 40. In that case, what you can do is, again, it's similar to what we have done here. So I can say, so updating an existing value. So for this, I can say a double quotes age is equal to 40. So that's going to update this print a. So that's going to update this value to 40. Okay. So this is how we can update the values that's present in a dictionary. And the other main thing is a dictionary cannot have two keys that are the same. So you cannot have two key value pairs with the same key. So let's say that you cannot have name as John Doe and another key value pair as name as some other name or the same name. So that's not possible. So if I just like try to add a key value pair, something like name is equal to, I'm saying Jane Doe, this is not going to add a new key value pair because these keys are like unique in a dictionary. So this is instead going to update this key value pair. So I'm going to say print a. So this has been updated. So this is like kind of the same when you do this kind of a creation. So let's say that I'm saying this A is John Doe, age 30, city in New York. But let's say that I have another key value pair with the same key, that is name, and say it's Jane Doe. So it's not going to create two keys with the same name, that is name. Instead, it's going to have this Jane Doe as the name, right? So this is like a very important thing to note. So you cannot have duplicate keys in your dictionaries. Only like one key can be used, and when you put multiple things, the latest one will be kind of the one that's like finally there. So this is about modifying the values present in a dictionary. And now let's see how we could remove the key value pairs in a dictionary. So I'll create a markdown here and say removing the elements from a dictionary. Okay. So for this, you can use the delete method. So del, again, it's a Python keyword. So I can say delete. Let's maybe create this a again, or I'll use this one instead. And let's print this as well. Okay, so this is the dictionary, that is a. So from this, again, you can use the key. I can say delete city. So city of 8. So whenever you are mentioning this key, you should put a square bracket and mention that in quotes. If it's a string, you can mention it quotes. Otherwise, you can just mention it as it is, like if it's an index, right? So I'll print this A. Oh, sorry, I missed this square bracket. Oh, sorry. Okay. So now, as you can see, the city key has been removed. Okay. So this is how you can remove the elements or basically the key value pairs that's present in a dictionary. And this is again using the delete method, and there is another method, and this is like kind of, there is another use for this method that we are going to discuss, that is like pop method. So for this, I can say age is equal to, or yeah, maybe let's have this age. So let me create this again so that it's clear. Let's say that this is the original dictionary that we have. Let me create this again so that we have all the key value pairs that was originally present. So we have name, age, and city, right? So we know that. So now I'm going to create a variable called as age and say age is equal to a dot pop, that is the dictionary name. So the dictionary name is a. So say a dot pop, put the name of the key, that is, let's say age, and now print your a and then print your age. Or you can, this value can be anything. Maybe let's not put this the same name so that it's making sense. This is how you can pop a value from its key value pair, but or basically remove that key value pair, but also store that value in a particular variable. So here basically we are removing this value 30, but we are storing this in a variable called as 6. So now my dictionary has been updated, but also I kind of saved that deleted value as well. So this is how you can use the delete method, sorry, the pop method. Whereas delete method just like delete the values, but this would like store the values that's present in it. So that's like another example. So the next thing that we can discuss is keys, values, and Yeah, basically how you can access keys and values. Let's say this is the fifth example, right? So this is the fifth one. So I'll again use the same dictionary. A, you can print it if you want. So now let's say that we want to extract all the keys alone. So in order to do that, you can say create a variable. Again, this can be keys or you can name this variable anything. This is a variable, so the name doesn't matter at all. So I can say a dot keys and put a parenthesis, open and close this, and now print your keys. So that's going to print all the keys that's present in your dictionary. So using this keys method and saying dictionary dot keys. So here is nothing but the dictionary that we have created. So it's going to print this. Now I'll copy this, replace this keys with values, and that's going to print all my values. So if you want to print or basically extract all the keys that's present in a dictionary, you can use this a dot keys. If you want to extract all the values, you can use this values method. Okay, and that's about this key and values. Now let's see how you can iterate over a dictionary using a for loop. Looping uh, through a dictionary. Okay, so this is the next thing. So I can say for key in a. Again, let's take this a. Let's put this a in this cell as well. Print key. So when you iterate over a dictionary, it's going to iterate over the keys. That means when you run this key variable, when the for loop runs for the first time, it's going to take the value of this name. And the second time, it's going to take the value of age. Third time, it's going to take the value of city. So the main thing to note here is when you iterate over a dictionary, the variable that you have here won't take the values, but instead it will take the keys. So maybe let's not use this key so that it's not confusing. So I can say for I in a, print I. So that's going to print the keys. So whenever you're iterating, you can remember that it's going to iterate over your keys. So now let's say that you want to do the same thing. So here we have printed all the keys individually using a for loop, but how you can iterate over a dictionary and print all the values that's present in it, just similar to what we have done here, just getting all the values and keys and all that, but just using a for loop. So I can say a is my dictionary and say for key in a, print a of key. Okay, so this key shouldn't be present within quotes. So what basically we are doing is it's just like this accessing thing that we have seen. So here we know that we can access the dictionary values using the key, right? So if the a is a dictionary, you can say a of age. That's the exact same thing that we are doing, but just we are doing that in a for loop so that we can print all the keys, sorry, all the values present in it. So when I say for key in a, for the first time, this key is going to take the value as name, and we are saying that a of name, so that's going to print this. Second time, this value of this key would be age, and we would say a of age, so that's 30, New York, and so on. So when you print this, that's going to print your key, sorry, not the key but the values that's present in it. So now let's say you want to print this key and value side by side. So I can say a is this thing, and then I can say something like for key, and for key in a, I can print my key, or maybe we can use a f string, so that's so that we can just like use that one. So f string is basically for substituting some variable. So we have discussed this in the print and strings video. So if you want, you can refer to that as well. So I'll say something like this. So first I want to print the key, and value would be a of, which is in single quotes as we already have double quotes outside the string. So I can say, sorry, I can just say key. Okay, so that's going to do something like this. So again, it's just the same thing that we have done here. Only thing is that along with this a of key that we are printing here, we are also printing the key, just putting this in a f string so that we can have like both of these things together. And f string is, we know that it's used to substitute some variables in a string. So when you use this f string, you put a curly braces and you say key, so this key will be replaced with this variable value, and this would be like replaced with that corresponding value, and so on. So this is how you can do some stuff with this for loop. And again, there are like a lot of things that you can do. Like if, let's say that you have all the values as some integer values, you can take that, multiply that and then like append that to the dictionary. So you can just like try a few things like that. And the other thing is like that we can discuss is dictionary comprehension. So we have discussed about list comprehension, where you can create a list in a single line of code using a for loop. So this is similar to that. So I can say dictionary comprehension, and I've told you, right, so it's not like only the strings has to be the keys. So the key of dictionary can also be an integer value. So I can say, let's say a is my dictionary that I'm creating. I can say x colon x asterisk of 2, so that means square root of 2, for x in range 10, and print this. Oh, sorry, this should be present within curly braces as this is a dictionary, and run this. So what we are doing is we are creating again a key value pair. So key is a number and value is the square of that number. So we have 0, square of 0 is 0, we know that. So square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4, 3 is 9, 4 is 16, and so on. So how we are doing this is we are iterating this over this range of 10. So we know that when we say range of 10, it's going to start with 0 and end with 9, right? Because when you put range of 10, it's not going to include that 10. So it's between 0 and 9, or basically 0 till 9 but not 10, right? So it would iterate over this, and at each time x would take. So for the first time when this for loop runs, x takes the value 0, the next time it takes the value 1, 2, and so on. So let's say for the first time it takes the value as 0. Now we have a curly braces, so that's going to create a dictionary, and we are saying x colon. So that means this x that we have over here, it's going to act as a key, and the value for this, as we have a colon here, the value is x asterisk asterisk of 2, which is nothing but square of 2, sorry, square of x, right? So when you put x asterisk, double asterisk sign is like power or exponent, so it's x exponent 2. So for the first time x takes the value 0, so you would say 0 colon 0 asterisk 2. So this would look something like this. So when it runs for the first time, we would say like create a dictionary that has values like 0 colon 0 power 2. So the second time it would append this thing to that. So it would look something like this: 1 colon 1 asterisk asterisk 2, again just 1, and so on. So that's how you create a key with the value and sorry, with the key as the 0, and this value is nothing but the square of that, and so on. So this is what we call as a dictionary comprehension. Again, if you want the value should to be the same number, you can just like use this x colon x, so that's going to have the same values. If you want to put like cube of that number, you can just use this one. Oh sorry, you cannot have the cube like that, right? Sorry. Yeah, so you can do this. So cube of a particular number, so I'm saying like 3, so it's x power 3. So we have 1, so we know that 2 power 3 is 8, 3 power 3 is 27, and so on. So this is how we can use dictionary comprehension to create dictionaries, uh, you know just using a for loop and create it in a single line. And the next thing that we are going to discuss is merging two dictionaries. So this is the last thing that we would discuss. Let's say that we have two dictionaries. So A is something like this. Name is John, and age is 30. And let's say B is city. City is, let's say, New York. And next we have, let's say, country is USA. Okay, so these are the two dictionaries that you have. Now you want to merge these two dictionaries. So there are like two ways to do this. So first is say using update method. So I can say a dot update. So this is going to update the original a dictionary. So a dot update b, and now you can print this a. So now we can see that originally a dictionary has the key value as name and age, and now we have added this city and country to that as well. So this is how you can merge two dictionaries, but by altering the original dictionary that we have created. But if you just print your b, it would still be just like city and country. So we are just like updating this a with this particular thing. But let's say that you want to merge these two dictionaries, but you don't want to change the two dictionaries that you have. So for that you can use a different method, but this would work only from Python version 3.9. So it works on like Python 3.9 plus. So the previous version may not, like we may, this may not work. So let's say that we have two dictionaries a and b with certain key value pairs in it. So I can say I'm creating a new variable called as merged dictionaries, or merged dictionary is equal to, so put a curly braces, mention to asterisk sign and a comma double asterisk sign b, and print your merged dictionaries. So that's going to do the same thing, but this original dictionaries shouldn't be affected. Let's check that once. Right, so the original dictionaries has not been affected. So if you want to put the you know b dictionaries values first, you can do this. So first you have the b dictionaries key value pairs, and then you have a value. So we have city, new york, country, usa, name and job. So this is how you can merge two dictionaries. So these are the things that I wanted to discuss for dictionaries. And again, these are like pretty simple stuff, and there are like few more things that you can explore as well, but these things should be good like when you're like starting to work. And maybe the other thing that I can leave you with at last is, maybe I'll include this as well. The ninth one is a next nested dictionary. So I can say you can have a dictionary within a dictionary, or like multiple dictionaries within a dictionary. So it would like look something like this. I'll call this as nested dictionary is equal to, I'll open a curly braces, say John. John is the key of this dictionary, not the value but the key. Note this. So in this case, John is the value, key is the name. So here John is the key, and I'm saying uh, age is 30 and city is New York. Okay. So similarly, put a comma over here, copy this entire thing, come to the next line, but now change this to, let's say, Jane. Age is, let's say, 35. City can be the same or different. So this doesn't matter. The values doesn't matter, right? So this can be, let's say, California, something like this. I'm not sure if California is a city or something, but that's okay. So now I'll print this nested dictionary. Let's run this. Okay, so here we have created a nested dictionary where we have a key, but the value associated with this key is again a dictionary, right? In this case as well. So this is a key and this is a dictionary. So this is how you can have nested dictionary, which is nothing but dictionary within a dictionary. And this is also like useful in some cases, and in a lot of data, when you're accessing with some data, there are chances that you have like multiple such steps. So you have a key and then you have a dictionary, and within this you have, let's say, another dictionary, and within that there is another dictionary. There are like several steps of nested things are possible as well. So this is like an interesting thing to note. And uh, we also work with JSON, which is like pretty much similar to this dictionary data type. So you would have this JSON file, we would load that, convert it to a dictionary and so on. Maybe let's come to that later, but that's other thing to look out for. So we usually read a JSON data and convert it to a dictionary. Yep. Let's get to that data, but I just wanted to give you an heads up. So these are the things that I wanted to discuss today. So we have started with creating a dictionary, like with a couple of methods, and we have also seen how you can access the values in a dictionary using its keys and how to modify a dictionary as it is a mutable data type. And then we have discussed about removing elements using delete and pop method, and how to access like all the keys and all the values. And main thing is like how to loop through a dictionary using a for loop. So this is something that you can try a lot more, like doing like a lot more stuff than what we have discussed today with the for loop and the dictionary. So this is something that we often do. And then you have dictionary comprehension, basically to create a dictionary and then merging two dictionaries, and finally creating nested dictionary. So I hope you have understood all things that we have covered today. So please go through all this code and please practice this. So that's definitely going to help. So that's all from my side, and I'll see you in the next upload. Thanks for watching.